Hey everyone, thank you for tuning back into our channel. Today we'll be covering a cold case from the winter of 1969. This is the story of a young and ambitious woman from Moscow, Idaho, who was taken from this earth far too early. We wanted to cover this case because it really impacted us that this young woman who was working and studying during her winter break was brutally murdered for no reason. Please let us know your thoughts and feelings on this case in the comment section below and subscribe so you can follow all of our cases. Also, don't forget to hit that like button so we can get these names back in the forefront.
Born on September 18, 1951, to Karma and Marvin Foyles in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Janice Lynn Foyles was your typical American sweetheart. Born into a tight-knit family with 5 siblings, she was described as very intelligent and loving. She was the shy type growing up. She didn't really partake in major activities in school or date anyone. In high school, she was a part of the French Club, Pep Club, and the American Field Service, which was the school's foreign exchange program to study abroad. While going to school and focusing on her studies, Janice took a job position at Tip Top Cafe as a waitress. In May of 1969, Janice graduated from Moscow High School and enrolled at the University of Idaho. There, she was majoring in general business and economics and was a resident at Houston Hall. During her freshman year of college, Janice was blossoming out of her shell. She was starting to date and have fun with her friends. During the winter break of 1969, like many students, Janice spent the Christmas holiday with her family in Moscow and even worked during the break to make some extra money. On Sunday, December 28th, Janice showed up for work at the cafe for the night shift. Business was a lot more slower than normal, therefore Janice would be closing up the cafe on her own between 7 and 9 p.m. or when the last patron was gone. It's around this time that her cold case begins. In the very early hours of the morning, Janice's father and brother went looking for her. The family was worried because Janice normally was home at a certain time if she was the closer for the cafe. Between 3:30 to 3:50 in the morning, they entered the cafe and discovered Janice's badly beaten body on the kitchen floor behind the sandwich counter. The cash register was opened with the money inside, and it was all accounted for. She was clutching receipts that totaled $17 from the day's business in her hands. Police noted, with the money still in the till and no signs of sexual assault, that Janice was a victim of a crime of passion. They were able to confirm she was murdered with a claw hammer. The cafe had a claw hammer that was kept behind the counter that they used for minor repairs. It was discovered that it was missing after the murder and to this day hasn't been located. It was also noted that employees normally lock the cafe when closing down for the night. Therefore, Janice more than likely knew her attacker and unlocked the cafe to let them inside. During the first 7 to 8 weeks of the investigation, law enforcement was able to produce more than 35 hours of tape-recorded interviews as they were obtaining many leads. According to some news articles, police questioned around 200 individuals. Sadly, the case became cold until 1992. Officials exhumed Janice in hopes for new evidence. Fortunately, their luck panned out and they had a new suspect. It turns out this person was questioned just a few days after the murder back in 1969. Police located the new suspect living in Montana, and after new questioning, they offered him to take a polygraph test to clear his name. However, he declined. Through some time, he eventually agreed to take the test after law enforcement persuaded him about his fate and his connection to the case. The lie detector test cleared him. No new suspects have since emerged. We have many questions about this case. Who was the last person to see Janice alive? Who was her attacker? Could it be another coworker, a co-ed, or a patron at the cafe? Did Janice even get a chance to lock the doors when closing up for the night? Police are still actively working on Janice's case and have not given up. If the attacker was around Janice's age, they could possibly be alive and be in their late 60s to early 70s. This December 28, 2019 will mark exactly 50 years since 18-year-old Janice was sadly taken too early. Anyone that has information on this case, please call 208-882-2677.